Hello there, one and all. Welcome to Slapendipity, Hobos of Happy Slappy Town. I am Eric, who you may call Eric, and with me is Gibby, who you may call Devon. Say hi to the nice people.
Hello, nice people. What's going on in whatever sunny part of the country you're living in right now? I hope everyone's having a fantabulistic, uh, kangaroo kickerific day.
Yes, it's about that time. If you can't get your own natural sunlight, artificial is fine, and you can buy a sun lamp if need be.
Make sure to take some doggone vitamin D.
Maybe some oranges, maybe some lemons or limes. Those.
Be an orangutan, eat an orange.
Um. Now, outside of the daylight saving times and time is a construct created by man, I think we have done a lot with our time, somewhat. By which...
Gotta save a lot of that toucan time.
Okay, so I think Devon's doing a thing where I said, "How do you do, kangaroo?" before we started. And he just kind of repeated that. And then I said, we should use more animal phrases in our language, like, see you in a while, crocodile. See you later, alligator. How do you do, kangaroo? And Devon's just running with it. And I just want to call that out and say I appreciate it. Be the change you want to see.
You gotta change it the way that you, be the change you want to see in Home on the Range.
A range would have a lot of animals, that's right. But you know what else has a lot of animals?
I do want to point out. You know what? No, we'll get to it later.
Well, yeah, you might as well just...
Time is not a human construct. Time and space are like two of the most fundamental things in the universe.
Well, sure, but our track of time,
hour, minute, seconds.
Yeah, it's all made up, right? And theoretically, I don't think we know, right? Time is happening all of the time, right?
Ooh.
If you put a mirror in space and angled it just right, you could see the dinosaurs living, way back in time, because the time period from that would hit the mirror and then hit you. Everything is possibly playing out all at the same time. We just can only move linearly, so we can't really know for certain. And I guess until we get to a technological point where we can do that.
Like a time machine?
Not even a time machine, but just everything is happening all at once and we just don't have a way to measure it. Not necessarily, it's not like you need a time machine for it, right? Like when you go to measure a piece of wood, you grab a ruler. It's not like you need to get a laser ruler and get the exact precise things. You can just get your little stick ruler and be like, that's a foot long.
So what would we use to measure a time?
I don't know. Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. I think time is happening all at once.
What would make time travel possible?
You would have to...
The answer is a flux capacitor. It's what makes time travel possible. That's a line. What movie is that from, Eric?
Well, no, you would also need 1.2 gigawatts. The flux capacitor is useless without it.
Guess what movie Eric saw for the first time a couple days ago?
Back to the Future!
Back to the Future!
I spoiled it. I knew the answer.
We were going somewhere. We were going somewhere this whole time. I was steering the conversation this way, the way that Marty has to steer the car into the wire to go back in time. Yes, the DeLorean, yes. You built a time machine out of a DeLorean? That's the line from the movie.
I mean, I built a time machine out of a DeLorean. I built a time machine out of a Volkswagen.
I've been making fun of you for not having seen this movie for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Would you say that, besides maybe Star Wars, it's like the one movie that when you say you've never seen it, the most people react negatively to?
You know, not many people ask me about it. It's just a handful of movie snobs, so yeah.
Well, a handful of movie snobs when you used to work at a movie theater, and so it was pretty common. You know.
No one else.
What did you think of it? What did you think of it after all these decades?
It was solid. It was a little awkward for my viewing experience because it has been around for so long, and I kind of culturally osmosisly watched it already. You know, there's references to it in other media. There's straight up parodies in certain media that is just taking the entire plot beat for beat, but with their own characters and jokes and whatever. So it was interesting to be like, oh, I know this part. Oh, I know this part. Oh, that didn't get brought up. Huh. Oh, I know this part. I think you're weird for thinking I'm weird because I knew... Right, one of the big... I would say this is maybe the biggest thing about Back to the Future. Is the incest. And lack thereof. And or too much of, depending on who you talk to. I would say that is the most culturally staying power Back to the Future has. Because no other movie I can think of is like, what? Hey man, what if you did kiss your mom? And
well, there's a whole Futurama episode based on that.
Well, because of Back to the Future.
Yes, because of Back to the Future.
Right, I'm saying those were all born from Back to the Future, and even if you watch that episode of Futurama, you'd be like, oh, they're doing this because of the... Okay, yeah. Like, wild. But, so, the thing, I knew that there was some light incest, right? Everyone jokes like, oh, he kisses his mom, and then I'm like, okay. What I didn't know was how forward the mom was, and how into him she was, and she would just grab his thigh and move her hand, and I'd be like, oh my, and I'd clutch my pearls.
She took his pants off.
He passes out because he gets hit by a car. She brings him into her home so he can rest, and just takes off his pants, but like puts a blanket over him and like leaves his shirt and underwear. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? If his head had such a big bump and there was blood pouring and it was all over his shirt, so she took off his shirt to clean it, I could be like, okay, this is a bit of a stretch, but it's believable. But no, she was like, I want to see legs real bad.
Oh God.
I want to see how many legs he has. And I just thought that was really aggressive. And you kept laughing at me every time I would make a face. Because I'd be like, oh my. And you just go, I'm like, what do you mean? This is crazy.
I left to go to the bathroom and get a refill on my soda, and I come back and Eric has his face buried in his hands.
Yeah, because it's so intense, and it's so wild. I think that is easily the most weird standout part of the movie. And
yes.
kinda...
For this movie is rated PG.
Yes.
Like, this is a kid's movie.
Which, and, you know, I guess to an extent, right, you're like, okay, should this be rated PG? What are the odds a child is actually paying attention and knows what's going on, right? It's just like,
well,
there's no
let
violence,
me tell
there's
you.
no gore, there's no explicit sexual suggestive content.
There's an attempted rape scene, Eric.
I said explicit.
Explicit, okay. Let me tell you about that. So when I was student teaching, I was in a 6th grade classroom. So it was like once a week I go into the 6th grade classroom and basically just sit in the corner and watch the teacher teach the 6th graders.
Okay.
And they watched Back to the Future as part of their lesson. And so the day I was there was the day after they watched the movie, and they were doing a discussion about like the themes of the movie and the writing and the whatever. And one of the kids was like, oh, like they were going over the movie. And they're like, oh, how would you describe this character? How would you describe this? You know, when was the rising action? What was the climax? And one of the kids, when talking about the father character, was like, he was a peeping Tom, right? Because he climbed on the tree branch to like look into the window with the binoculars.
Yeah.
So like these 6th graders, which is 12 years old or so?
It's like
11 years
10.
old. Yeah,
10 to 12, I guess. Depends when the birthday falls. Whatever. Not the point.
Yeah, like they picked up on that stuff in the movie. Not only did they watch Back to the Future as part of their classroom curriculum, but they picked up on like the creepy sexual activities that occurred in the movie.
Yeah, and it's so interesting what we are okay and not okay with showing, because like you said, there is an attempted rape scene. It's like, I did not know that at all, and I was like, oh wow, this kind of has some teeth on it. I didn't know what this movie had fully.
Bro has no idea what's coming in Back to the Future too.
So I think it was a solid movie. I don't want to be one of those annoying people that's like, you get your test back and it's a 99 out of 100, but you look at it and you didn't get anything wrong. And it's like, well, you go up to the teacher and it's like, what did I get wrong? And it's like, well, you didn't get anything wrong, but I don't believe in the hundreds because there's always room for improvement. And it's like, you gave a test with a finite number of questions and answers. If I got them all right, I got them all right. You can't, there's no improving on this test. So I don't want to say Back to the Future is a 10 out of 10 perfect movie, because I don't think it was. At the same time, I can't think of any flaws. So,
I would just, okay, I think that, scoring things out of 10 is a little silly, except for speed dating events, in which case you should absolutely score it out of 10. Would you just say that it holds up to what people say about it? That, like, when people say it's a classic, it's a movie everyone needs to see, it's really, really good, you're like, oh, yes, it is all of those things. Those people were correct.
I guess so. It's a little weird, right? Because I don't feel like my life or quality of it has improved at all from seeing it. Partially because, though, I basically saw it through every other thing, like Futurama,
Family Guy, Rick and
Family
Morty,
Guy, like it's just so omnipresent that it's like, I don't know, it didn't. I guess I understand things a bit better, but would I show my child it? I have no idea. I think partially it's just like a do you remember-esque thing, I don't have like a movie list or like, okay, if I have a kid, he's gonna watch this and this and that and blah blah blah.
I do.
I'd just be like, I don't know, man. Here's Bluey or whatever.
Oh my gosh. No, I think like 10 years old is probably good for watching Back to the Future. I think that's when I saw it.
Yeah.
On VHS. Whoa. Rented from Blockbuster.
Ooh. Damn, Blockbuster should make a comeback.
Okay. But so in general, we're planning in the next couple days, we're going to watch 2 and 3.
Yeah.
There's an argument between fans on what's better, the first one or the second one. I think the second one's better. And the fun fact for people who might not know this kind of stuff, the second and third one were filmed back to back. And the second one ends on a big cliffhanger. And it's because they're quote unquote like, oh, they're really one movie. And the cliffhanger for the second Back to the Future was literally like the most painful 20 hours of my life. Because when I was a kid, my dad showed me the first one, and then the next night we watched the second one, and then the next night we watched the third one. And the cliffhanger of Back to the Future 2, I was like, how am I going to go to sleep now? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Eric will see. He will know.
And I don't think it'll hit me.
Okay.
Because you said that about the ending of the first one and the first one in general, and I was like, yeah, it's fine. Maybe it's because I'm just a jaded, cynical pile of cells in a trench coat pretending to be a human. Shrug. There are not many instances in my life where I was like, I can't go to sleep, I'm just too excited. The only one I really remember is like when Pokemon Diamond and Pearl were coming out, and the night before I was just like, I get to play Pokemon Diamond tomorrow. Oh,
bruh.
And I was just awake.
The week that Avatar was ending was literally like the most hype week of my entire life.
Oh, why?
Like jittering in my seat waiting for Sozin's comment.
Oh, that Avatar.
Oh my god. Yes, Avatar The Last Airbender.
I was like, why are you excited that this movie is leaving theaters?
Oh my god. They aired... Did you watch Avatar as it was coming out? I'm sure you did.
During season 2.
Boo. First of all, boo, poser. Second of all...
Whoa.
That's good enough.
I tried. I was also a child.
You're almost... No, you're only a couple months older than me. I don't know. I watched Avatar from episode 1. Anyway, let's ignore that. They aired the last 10 episodes, or the last 5 episodes or so, all in 1 week. So it was like every night was another episode. The ending of season 3 was all like one big week.
Yeah.
It was called Countdown to the Comet. Anyway, hypest week of my life.
That's fair. I have no memory of super excitement. Not comparable to the night before Pokemon Diamond.
Pokemon Diamond came out before Avatar, so I'm just saying.
Okay.
Bro was older. Okay. Time doesn't reel, apparently.
Time doesn't reel.
I saw the DeLorean in person.
Whoa.
This week.
How could you do that?
Wow.
Did you must go to a super secret cool event?
I did. I went to Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida.
Oh my gosh. You should tell me everything.
There was the night bus. There was like a DeLorean. I can't think of any other big popular vehicles. But yeah, no, it was awesome. I went to Universal Studios, Universal Island of Adventure, and Universal Epic Park.
And what were the most interesting things from each respective place? And how did you enjoy your time? And how did it compare to Japan Universal?
Well, I have quite a lot of things to say about that. For one, I flew there, obviously. And I want to tell a story where I was in the airport, and I was at the gate, and we were waiting for the flight to board. And then what the air hostess will do is they'll be like, okay, anyone with disabilities or any members of the military, come forward, and they go forward. And then they're like, okay, group 1. And then all the group 1 people go. And they're like, okay, boarding group 2. And then 2 goes forward. And they're like, 3. And then 3 goes forward. And then they're like, okay. And then the 4 and 5, you guys can come because you're going to be smaller. And then that's how they do boarding groups. And so she goes, all right, can we have boarding groups 6 and 7, 6, 7. And the little kids next to me, one of them must have been 4 and the other probably 9 or 10. They both go 6, 7. And and the mother very loudly yells, "We do not do that!"
Damn. Terrible.
I'm like, oh my god, I saw it happen in real life.
Terrible. I could not, as a mother, so rude. You gotta let your kids go 6'7".
6'7". So that was the flight there, and I go to the hotel. I stayed at a resort hotel for Universal, which made everything so much easier, and I absolutely recommend doing. It's like you get shuttle from the airport, shuttle to the park. You can buy stuff from the parks in the hotel.
Wow.
Great. It just made things so much more simple, as opposed to going to, like, I don't know, like a Best Western or something. Going to the Universal hotel was a good idea. Official Gibby sanctioned good idea.
Okay.
So I was there for 3 days. So I went to one of the parks each day.
Right.
The Island of Adventure it has a really cool The Hulk ride.
Yeah.
Which is a big upside down roller coaster, strap you in over your whole body. Yep. Really, really fun. Loved it.
Hey, hot take.
It has the
best ride.
Best or second best ride there, yes.
Yeah, second best.
You've been to the Orlando one? You went there recently, right?
Nah,
like a couple years?
A couple years ago.
Yeah, when you went to Disney. Yeah. They had the Velocicoaster.
That is best ride.
That's the best ride. I knock it a couple points because it doesn't have a shoulder holster thing. It's just a lap bar.
Oh, really?
It's the fastest roller coaster I've ever been on. It goes upside down. It flies you toward the water and then corkscrews you over the water. And I just wish that there was a shoulder strap. But besides that, it is the best ride like I think I've ever been on.
I remember a shoulder strap, but maybe I'm crazy.
Very likely. But no, I loved them.
That's good. I think...
And there was, like, no lines.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, the only reason Incredible Hulk might be the best ride is because it never has a line. But Velocicoaster has, like, an 2-hour line normally.
Yeah, I was lucky. There was very long lines for all of the, like, Harry Potter stuff, which was quite annoying. But the big roller coasters, I guess the people don't like the big roller coasters. So, yeah, I was able to go on Hulk like 5 times.
Nice.
Very cool. Harry Potter stuff was awesome. The Hogsmeade part was identical to Japan, with the exception of this place had the Hagrid motorbike ride, which I thought was also a very, very good ride. Very fun, very fast.
Well, and we didn't ride it in Japan, and it was not a motorbike thing. It was like a hippogriff ride. But I don't know if those were... I think maybe the coasters are structurally the same? I'm not sure. The
hippogriff rides in both parks are identical. The Hagrid motorbike ride is completely different.
Got it.
Yep. I went on the motion simulator Forbidden Journey thing a couple times. It's very lame in English, I will say, because the words they're saying are nonsense. At least in Japanese, I could be like, wow, they're probably saying something cool, but in English, they're not. And then the dragon, you know the dragon, you remember the dragon, it's your favorite part of the park.
His eyes were intense.
Yeah, he didn't breathe fire at you.
What?
In America.
No,
yeah.
Okay, he definitely breathed fire at me. I wonder
Yeah, he opens his mouth, and there's little tubes that I guess are supposed to blow the steam on you. But I went on the ride like 5 times, and he never did.
What?
I'm like, okay, I guess that's broken. So lame. Yeah.
Womp womp. Did you get the Dementors
Very womp womp.
at least?
Yeah. The rest of the ride was the exact same. But yeah, besides the Harry Potter land, that was basically the same thing. Most of the rest of the park was totally different. I found myself... The first day I was there, I was probably in the park for about 12 hours. And I think this was Studios and Island of Adventure. So 2 parks, technically, but they're touching each other. I think I probably did everything I actually wanted to do in that one day.
Okay.
And I didn't need to go for a second day. But the second day, I rode some of the stuff I wanted to do again. Like, I went on Hagrid's ride once each day. I did, you know, the wands from Harry Potter, and,
Mm-hmm.
like, you can point them at the windows and, like, do these little spells.
Yeah, you didn't want to do them at all in Japan until I started doing them. I remember.
Yeah. Yes, you remember. There's an app for them now, so basically it gives you quests. It's like, go to this window and, like, do the thing, and then you get points, you get house points. So because I had so much time my second day, I did all of those. So I did all of the wand quests. Which I thought was quite fun.
Did you bring your wand from Japan, or did you buy a new wand?
No, I knew I was going to buy a new one there.
Okay.
So one, I don't think it would have fit in my bag. But two, it's like, oh yeah, every time I go, I can get a new wand, and that'll be like a fun thing. And part of that was that I was expecting on getting a wand with one of my friends. We were going to go and do wands together. Schedule did not end up working out that way, because we ended up going to different parks on different days, so we only met up twice instead of 3 times. But so I ended up just getting the Elder Wand, the Dumbledore's wand, which I thought was very cool. But yeah, no, let me tell you a little about my buddy who I met up with.
Okay.
All right, so I have a feeling that most people listening to this, all 4 of you, will know who T-Dreads is.
Oh my gosh.
Yay, T-Dreads. He sings Andrew's the Vengeful Spirit, and he's a cool guy.
What a cool guy that T-Dreads. I always had a feeling about him.
So I met up with him and his family down there, and so like the first day we went all over the park together, and we went on most of the rides. There were some that he didn't want to go on. He didn't like Velocicoaster, and he didn't like, there's like a Dr. Doom Tower Fall, and I love Tower Fall rides, and he didn't want to go on that. So yeah, we went around most of the day together. The first day, going to all the rides. We went to, you're not going to get this, Eric, but you rent out lockers before rides start.
Yeah.
So like you press your ticket to the locker and you get it, you shove your stuff in there, you go on the ride, you come out, you press your phone against it, you get your stuff. Right? So when me and T-Dreads went on the Hulk ride, we got locker 14, and we were like, oh my god, we got locker 14.
Dude, that's
FNAF
crazy.
reference. Incredible.
I can't believe you got locker 14.
Yes. And then we went on the Hulk ride, and we go on our seats, and the little attendant who comes over and like shakes your strap to make sure that it's like in tight, and then gives a thumbs up to get the ride started. His name was Andrew.
Dude. No way.
Yeah. Right.
I can't, and you could have called him Drew for short, but no, a full Andrew?
But we wouldn't have. He would have been too angry. He would have been too vengeful if he'd done that.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm getting chills.
So that was fun. Now the real reason I was down there was the Halloween Horror Nights, which are through September and October in Universal Studios. And every couple days, they only do it like twice a week, I think. So like Wednesdays and Saturdays or something, I don't know. For us, it was Wednesday. They close the park early, and you can go into these haunted houses. And this year, they had Fallout and Terrifier and Jason Voorhees and a weird wrestling thing. But they also had, for the first time ever, what did they have, Eric?
Frankie's 4 Nights Finanza.
Frankie's Banana Bonza. That is 100% correct. So I met up with T-Dreads and another FNAF tuber called Exploding Loaf. And so we went there to go to the haunted houses. And we went there specifically for the FNAF stuff. So they took the local pizzeria inside of Universal Studios and they turned it into like a Five Nights at Freddy's restaurant. And there were little standees you could take pictures with. And they gave FNAF food and FNAF cupcakes and drinks. And then there was the haunted house. And so that's why we went. And that's why we met up. And so we did, and we hung out like all night, and we took pictures and stuff like that. While I was walking to the park, I met Dawko.
Nice.
Applause. Yes,
yeah,
cool guy.
Yeah, cool guy. I always had a good feeling
everyone knows
about
who
him.
he is. Yes, you have no idea who that is. Do you? Before I told you.
He's cool guy Dawko.
He's cool guy Dawko, yes. He's taller than me.
Okay.
Blew my mind.
Blew
my mind. There are very few people who are taller than me, and I was not expecting Dawko to be like 6'3".
Well, you know, it happens to the best of us.
Crazy.
Always someone taller.
Yep. But yeah, no, we hung out. We went to the thing. I filmed a bunch of like, oh, we're gonna eat the spaghetti pizza. We're gonna take pictures in front of the standee thing. I brought Toto with me.
Spaghetti pizza?
What? Spaghetti meatball pizza.
What? Is it actually like?
Yeah.
Spaghetti is a topping on a slice of pizza?
Yes, bro doesn't watch my videos. Cringe.
Just kind of blocked it out, I guess, because I was so enamored. I guess, like, baked ziti pizza is a thing, so.
Yeah, they all said it was, like, gross.
Okay, so you brought Toto. That's cool.
Yeah, we got pictures and we got videos and we hung out and went to the houses and stuff like that.
Nice.
Very cool experience. Again, I do have a vlog about the whole thing on my channel, Gibby's Horror Homestead.
Wow.
And one of the interesting things, someone left a comment on that video saying that they had just gotten engaged inside of that pizzeria right in front of the FNAF cutout thing.
Aw, congratulations.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's awesome. Like, you hand your phone to a stranger to be like, oh, can you take a picture of, like, me and my significant other in front of the cardboard cutout of Freddy? And then you go to pose for it, and you get down on one knee, and you pull out a ring, and I'm like, oh my god, that would have been something to see.
Yeah, that's a magical moment right there.
Mm-hmm. I really liked the haunted house. I think that Terrifier was also pretty good, but it was also very, very intense.
I mean, that's what you want in the haunted house, no?
Yes. And then Fallout sucked. Fallout was garbage.
It didn't have Walton Goggins?
No, not at all. Very, very bad. FNAF was good. Terrifier was good. Fallout was bad. The lines were really long. It was raining. I was there for like 16 hours.
Dang.
Anyway, it was all good. I went to Epic Universe, which is the new park.
Okay.
And so I went on all the rides. Like, there's the Ministry of Magic ride. There's something called, like, the Dusty Coaster or something.
Sure.
The Stardust Coaster. There's a How to Train Your Dragon Land with a cool dragon ride that I went on.
Nice.
Yes, Mario. Mario had all the same rides as Japan, so I went on the Donkey Kong one again. I went on Mario Kart, and I still don't like Mario Kart. It's fine. It's whatever. It's fine.
Okay.
So I was kind of unimpressed by Epic Universe.
Got it.
Now, part of that might be that we already went to Nintendo Land in Japan.
Yes.
So, like, that whole aspect of the park I didn't care about.
That was old school to you.
Yes.
Old as watching Back to the Future for the first time 40 years after its release.
Yeah, totally. Time isn't real. They had exclusive wands and stuff there that you cannot get at the other parks. But I thought that they were all silly. I thought the wands were all bad.
Oh.
But what they did have that was cooler is they also had an exclusive wand stand at the Harry Potter part. So instead of it just being like this little metal or plastic plaque that like kind of holds up your wand, it was this big phoenix, and it has its claws outstretched, and you can put your wand in its claws. And I'm like, heck yeah, that'll put the Elder Wand in that. That's really cool. So I got one of those. Those are really the only merch that I got.
Devon, I picture it with me, right? keep in mind we went to Japan, Universal.
Yes, sir.
Right, and their gift shop. And you're like, okay, so there was this new park and they have exclusive merch like these new wands, but I didn't care about that. They had something even better. They had an exclusive item you couldn't get at any other park. And then you say it's not an animatronic Hedwig? What's the point?
Well, I have an animatronic Hedwig.
But no one else does.
They sell the animatronic Hedwigs at this Universal.
Oh my gosh, do they?
They were everywhere. Yes, I brought mine from Japan and I used it the days I was there. But they were also selling them here. Yeah. Not as cool.
No, but that's cool you brought him. What's his name again? Yuki?
We didn't name him.
Dang.
Still no name, Mr. No Name. Anyway, the Phoenix statue that holds the wand got me into a little bit of trouble.
Oh, no.
Got me into a little teeny bit of trouble. So first of all, it barely fit into my suitcase, so I had to throw away some of my socks so that my stuff would fit on the plane ride home.
I'm shaking.
Going home, I got my backpack. I got my suitcase that has mostly just the statue, but also other stuff.
Okay.
I get stopped going through TSA.
Okay.
And guy number 1 points at me and then points at guy number 2 and tells guy number 2, you have to check the base of this statue.
Oh.
So he opens my packed to the brim, so fully packed I had to throw socks out, suitcase.
Yeah.
Stuff spills everywhere, including Hedwig, the Hedwig animatronic, onto the floor. To open the box and the styrofoam to look at the Phoenix statue, realizes that it's like Harry Potter merch and the base doesn't open and that I do not in fact have drugs in it.
Right.
Closes it, shoves everything back inside unceremoniously, and then hands me my stuff. And I'm like, oh, that was really cool. I loved having like my underwear spill out everywhere. I loved how you may have broken my laptop. He didn't, but like, you know, shoving stuff in without paying attention. I loved how I was treated like a criminal for buying something from the theme park that is like 90% of the reason people fly through this airport. Yeah. Surely I'm not the first person to buy that statue from Harry Potter Land and try to bring it through TSA.
They gotta, you know, you never know. Maybe you do have drugs in it. You have a false base.
He also barely checked. Like, it's not like he actually, oh, I'm going to open it, or he really looked. All he did was unseal it and look and see kind of what it was and then close it again. Also, and this obviously isn't how it works, but like imagine it was like a sealed collectible or something that I'd like flown down to Florida to pick up in person. And then they're like, this is a suspicious box of Pokemon cards. We must, we have to open it.
I mean,
I don't know like what I do. That would have been crazy.
I mean, I don't, yeah, TSA can just confiscate anything you have, and there's no real recourse of action that you can take because it was suspicious, you know? You're
pretty wild.
It's illegal to bring some types of chocolate back here. Like, yeah. I mean, you know, it sucks, but like, but hey, you didn't have to take your shoes off.
Yeah, yay. Anyway, good vacation.
Well, that's
good. By vacation, I mean running around. Like, it wasn't relaxing, but whatever the opposite of relaxing was.
Stressing?
But I met T-Dreads, and I met Ducko, and I met Freddy Fazbear.
I mean, that's pretty cool. Finger gun.
And I did not go to Disney. Everyone kept telling me, like, you're going to Florida, but you're not going to Disney. And I'm like, well, no, like, I'm not there with anyone. I'm just going to walk around Disney alone? Like, no.
I mean, yeah. It's also, if I'm not mistaken, much more expensive. Maybe not much more, but
yeah,
relatively. But that's cool and exciting. Plus, you were in Disney in Japan. Like,
basically the exact same thing. Yeah, the same. Totally the exact same. That's sarcasm.
Yeah.
Anyway, the one thing I'll say, the Universal Japan versus America.
Oh, yes.
America, significantly more expensive. Significantly. The wands that we got in Japan.
Yes.
Those were like $40.
About? What, that you got?
The one... yeah, they're a little over 60 here. They're 65 here.
So about double the price.
Yeah, it's like insane how much more expensive things were over here.
Yeah, well.
By which I mean it's insane how much cheaper things are in Japan. The spaghetti pizza I was talking about.
Sure.
The plain version, and it's literally just a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
$12.
Wild.
It was so expensive because the only food I had access to was the park and the hotel.
Right.
It was so expensive just to eat every day. Like, wildly expensive.
I don't know numbers that well, but that's like 1,200% more than like $1 slice of pizza you can get in New York.
Yes, a New York City dollar slice, or a, here $12 to $14 pie. It was one slice for $12, and it was garbage.
Yeah, dang,
crazy.
I mean,
dang indeed.
That's what happens when you go to these theme parks. You just get charged out the wazoo.
Yeah, so if any of you are going to Universal, my recommendations are stay in the Universal Resort Hotel. Buy the soda bottle at the park. They have these Coke Freestyle machines, and you get free refills all day in the park. It's like $20 for the cup or something like that. So definitely do that. That's a good deal. And then just don't eat in the park. Eat literally anywhere else.
Yeah. Bring food.
Yeah. Bring food. Buy the cup. It was really, really hot, even though it was October. And yeah, it was really cool. I loved it. Went to the Simpsons land too. I hate all the motion simulator rides. Like the Ministry of Magic ride, kind of cringe. Gringotts Bank ride, kind of cringe. Simpsons, Spider-Man, Transformers, 90% of the rides in the park, big screens in front of you with like you're wearing glasses or whatever. I thought they were all lame. The park had 3 good rides, and it was the 3 roller coasters: Hagrid's Motorbike Chase, the Velocicoaster, and the Hulk.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. In the Epic universe, the flying dragons, My Name is Dragon. What's it called? How to Train Your Dragon. Shoosh. That ride, incredible. That took a while. I'm sorry. The other one, Stardust Coaster.
Sure.
I did not like at all. Like, it was very uncomfortable. It had a lot of like you go over a hill and then you go down the hill, and so it kind of feels like you're being lifted out of your seat. Mm-hmm. And I think it was just a lap bar, and I just did not like. It wasn't fun. The dragon ride, it's supposed to mimic flying a dragon, right. So it kind of has these lazy drifts to the side, so it's like you're flying. This has like very tight drifts that kind of just like jerk you around in your seat.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, of all the roller coasters I went on, this is like the worst one. And I didn't even use my express pass because I got there so early in the morning. So what I was typically doing is I'd wait in the line for 10 minutes early in the morning, and then later in the day I'd use my express pass to skip like the 5-hour line.
Right.
And I didn't even go on it again because I didn't like it so much. Wow. It was just a bad ride.
It sounds like they were trying to replicate the Avatar ride in the Disney parks, where you like ride the little dragon whatever things from the Avatar movies, and they're just kind of these...
I think that's a motion simulator.
Yeah, it's a motion simulator, but you like ride a bike, you ride a dragon, so you get on this like motorcycle-esque chair and like assume a like the laying mounting position you would on like a motorcycle / dragon, and it would like you'd take a sharp left and the chair would like sloshed over to the left, or the dragon would come to take a break and perch, so it would just kind of list back and forth, stuff like that. It sounds like that's what they were trying to recreate, but maybe to a worse extent.
Yeah, but again, it was a real roller coaster, and so you were being jerked around. So for the other days when I was there, I met up with, again, T-Dreads and Exploding Loaf. And Loaf is from the UK, and he had never been to a theme park before.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, like, if you've never been... He said that, like, the Donkey Kong roller coaster ride was, like, too extreme for him.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's, like, not... That's not, like, not even a real roller coaster. So I was trying to get him to go on the Hulk ride for, like, 3 days. Yeah. I'm like, listen, Velocicoaster, that's an extreme ride. I get it. I would not recommend you go on that unless you love roller coasters. But Hulk is so smooth. It goes upside down, so like you'll get that out of your system of being like scared of going upside down. It has nice shoulder straps. The big climb up the hill in the beginning is done indoors, so you don't have like the scariness of like you look down and you're like 400 feet in the air, but you're not moving fast, right. So like you feel uncomfortable, right? It doesn't have that. It doesn't have any of the you go over a hill and then fall down. It feels like you're being lifted out of your chair.
And
it's just a cool ride. And so I kept trying to convince him to go on that. And he wouldn't go on it.
Oh.
I was like, Hulk is good, Velocicoaster is bad, and Stardust Racer is bad. So like, don't go on those, but go on Hulk. And he's like, oh, I would never go on Stardust Racer, not after that guy died.
Oh.
I was like, what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, the theme park only opened like 6 months ago. Like, surely, no one's ever died on a roller coaster. Surely you're talking about something else. And he's like, no, this was like a couple weeks ago. I was reading all about it on my way here. A guy died on that roller coaster.
That's not...
I, personally, I watch, there's a YouTube channel about a guy who used to work at a roller coaster, in fact, what are they called? Theme park. Yeah. He talks about roller coaster accidents. And his main thing, as someone who like used to work there, he's like, carnivals and fairs, those will have accidents. Water rides, those will have accidents. Theme parks in like Asia and Russia, those will have accidents. theme parks back in the 80s, those will have accidents. But if you're at an established theme park in the United States in year of our Lord 2025, and you're just on a regular roller coaster, and you do whatever, and you do it like the ride instructor says, you don't try to stand out of your seat or whatever, you will not get hurt. No one has ever been hurt this way. There's never been a case where the straps come undone halfway through a ride. There's never been a ride that stops upside down half the way through. There's never been a ride that, like, derails the car. Like, that stuff just does not happen. Final Destination 3, like, that's not real.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, hearing about, like, the bad things that have happened, but then hearing about why they happened, and, like, why that kind of thing will never happen again, or, like, oh, these terrible stories you hear are all, like, based on bad decisions that were made, or like the safety things have increased because of that incident. Like, it made me feel a lot safer to go on roller coasters to hear about all the bad things that have happened on them, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I see the logic.
So when Loaf said, oh yeah, someone died on that roller coaster like a week ago, I was like, no, people don't die on roller coasters. Like, that's not a thing. It's a thing. A guy died on the roller coaster.
Oh.
He was in his early 30s, and he went on the roller coaster, and it said that his head got knocked around a lot, like, in the seat, and so he gets out of the roller coaster, and he kind of, like, stumbles forward, and he kind of felt like probably, like, concussed. He was all dizzy. His head was being knocked around.
Right.
And so they take him to the hospital, and he dies due to his injuries in the hospital that night because of the roller coaster knocking his head into the seat. And I'm just like, wow, I would not have ridden that ride if I knew someone died on it like 2 weeks ago. Also, I agree, it was uncomfortable, and it does jerk you around, and it is a bad ride. I feel vindicated now. It's not just me, this guy died.
I don't know if that's the takeaway.
The takeaway was, I'm glad I didn't know that happened. And I hate the ride. And Universal deserves to be sued into oblivion.
Yeah.
For that. And I don't know if the ride should still be standing. I know it's only 6 months old, but, like, if you kill a guy in the first 6 months of your ride operating, maybe it's a bad ride.
I would say not even maybe. I don't think that happens with, and right, if I open up a restaurant and I give someone food poisoning so bad that it kills them, that restaurant is closed. No ifs or buts about it.
Yeah. Well, so there's always, like, there have been people who have died as a result to, like, theme park rides, but it's typically like, Billy Joe just got over his 7th heart attack.
Right.
He got onto the ride and ignored all the signs. He then suffered another stroke 2 days later. It's like, well, yes, but that's that guy's fault. Like, it says don't do this if you have heart problems. It says don't do this if you're pregnant. It says don't do this if you blah, blah, blah. From everything we know about this case so far, none of that applied to this guy.
Shut it down.
Like, the ride is just poorly designed. I agree.
Shut it down. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
I also can't, I don't know, where was there padding for where the head would sit in the chair, or was it just, like, hard?
I mean, yes and no. It's hard roller coaster chair, but, it's soft but hard.
Incredible. I'm 10 out of 10 description. It's soft but
like
hard.
In the chair.
I got it.
It's like, the soft but hard chair. I don't know, like a computer desk chair. Like the one that you sit in when we watch movies at my house.
Okay. It needs so much more power than that. You're going, I don't know,
or maybe just don't
miles an hour.
Yeah, 70 miles an hour, probably.
Damn. Roller coasters.
But yeah, no, just maybe. Roller coasters are crazy, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was my Orlando adventure.
Okay. Cool. I'm glad you came back A-okay.
I only got stopped by TSA once.
Honestly, not a bad record. Just think about it, right? Like, people that won the Super Bowl, they'd be like, what are your plans next? And they'd be like, I'm going to Disney World. And you went to Universal, and that's basically the same thing. You lived the same goal as Super Bowl winners.
Travis Kelce.
Sure.
I lived the same goal as Travis Kelce, because I'm going to marry Taylor Swift next.
What?
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 I'm going to marry Taylor Swift next, after Travis Kelce.
I was giving you an out. I have no plans or collaboration in anything that happens with or to Travis Kelce in the future. And this is a joke. The entire implication. Well, that is delightful. So glad you enjoyed Florida Land. Did you have any encounters with a Florida man?
No, actually. I was very sectioned off into just the resort hotel, so I feel like most people there were tourists.
Right.
And I did not result in any talking to any Florida man.
Probably for the best. You can never be too careful with a Florida man, let alone all the other, gators and this and that. So, welcome back to the North. How do you do?
How do you do? Andrew Vengeful Spirit, how do you do? Bye, everyone.
How do you do, kangaroo? Goodbye.